Alright, so I've got these paint holders that I printed out. They are from... Is there a... Oh shit, they all just fell out. They're from... someone. I can't remember. There's like a thing here. This. I'll put the name on the screen when I remember what it is. But anyways, now that I've fallen out to repack them. But my issue with them is that they come with these stands, which I have somewhere. These, over here. Stands, right? So they have these stands here. But when you put them on the stand, they kind of sit a little bit too upright. So if you've got them on your desk, you can't actually read, like, because you'll be like this. So it makes it very difficult to actually read what the paints are. Yeah, when they're on the thing. I would prefer them to sit, you know, like that. So not all the way back like this, but just like this. You can still read them mostly. So I was at Bunnings today and I found these little guys here. This little thing here that has also fallen over. This is just something that holds up photos generally, but if I chuck all these paints back in here, they've fallen out as well. When it sits in here, it sits just enough forward so that if I sit down, I can still see all the paints. So I've got to, unfortunately the holes that they come pre-drilled don't match up with the, because I have these up here, they don't match up at these 2 points. They're like just outside of it. So I'm gonna have to drill two new holes, but that's okay. And that was because the studs are there. I think I've got, let's see, because like I've got all this fucking rubbish over here. But like I've got all these down here that all need to be put up on these things that I can fit 4 across. I can fit 4 across on one of these. So I probably need 3 of them layered up on this wall. But that is my, I can also zoom out a little bit more. That's my plan for this wall, because this is where I paint. So that's my plan for this wall. We'll see how that goes and how many holes I put in the wall before I make it work. Alright, so I had another idea about how to do the paint racks, and we've got these things down here. Wood. Plus these 2 things here. I've got an extra, so I've got 3 of them now, which should be more than enough to help put all my paint racks into. I'm just going to use these as braces on the back and just screw these straight into those. I'm wondering if I'm going to need another piece, like L, to sit underneath it all to make sure it doesn't fall over, but I reckon it'll be alright. But this means that I can just move it if I ever move to another room, like, or if I want it to be somewhere else. It doesn't always have to be on that one wall. So we're going to stick that together, and hopefully it doesn't all topple over once it has paint on it. So I've immediately discovered an issue, and that is the fact that my drill, let's just turn this around, doesn't actually like get past it, you know, to get to the point. It's kind of like on this massive angle. I'm not going to be able to screw it in by hand. So, yeah, fun stuff. Alright, so even with this attachment, it's still not long enough. So it still gets stuck. Can't put it in, so I'm going to have to pre-drill all the holes and then screw it all in by hand. Fun. So even with the pre-drilled holes, I still couldn't get these screws to go through because even my screwdriver is not long enough. But then I found this other attachment. So now it still doesn't really fit properly, but it's just long enough that it goes in. So now we can do that. If it's not stupid, I mean, if it works, it's not stupid, right? That's the go. Huzzah. Huzzah! there we go. 4th trip to Bunnings to get the that one there and that one there. And it's all done. It's all set up. I've got bits bin in the corner, extra light so I can try to get some better shots for Instagram and painting and whatnot. This is my area with the airbrush set up. I can paint in here. Got this extra area for my wife to paint. It's about the rest of the room still a goddamn mess because I've just sort of shifted everything off the table so I could have space to put this stuff up. But yeah, I need better ventilation because I've still got all my printing stuff right here, so I have to keep all the windows open. So it gets kind of cold in this room at the moment. Only main issue is, if you can see this, massive block of styrofoam under here to keep it plumb. Because otherwise, it sits over because this stupid table is not very strong, so you can't really get the finger in here, but like get nice and deep on this end. But yeah, it just kind of drops, so I'm gonna have to get something to come in underneath, I guess, and lift the whole thing up so that it doesn't just snap and then all my paints fall, because that would not be fun. That'd be a bad day. But yeah, it's all done. I'm pretty happy with it. I guess now my wife's going to be like, hey, do other things around the house. If you can do it in your paint room, you can do it in other rooms. So we'll see how that all goes. Yeah, I like it. It's good. Bye.